Good morning, digital nomads. Today, the Van Helsing project. Just have a couple of hours to work on it this morning before I have to go into work. But one of the things that I want to accomplish today is just taking a closer look at where I have removed, as you can see, the rubber bumpers that were right there. I had a great deal of glue and several kinds of adhesive which had just been left there over the years and has to be taken off. The surface has to be absolutely clean and ready for the primer. All the holes filled in, level, sanded. And I am thinking this morning that the greatest tool that I have in this van restoration, and the greatest tool you have if you're doing any kind of restoration on your car or van or boat, the greatest tool you have is patience. Because there's always going to be a challenge. There's always going to be something you didn't expect. And it's going to take time to address all the issues in order to do it correctly. Now, you and I have both seen paint jobs that weren't done correctly, and they really are a waste of time. You can see where the color is not consistent or the surface is not consistent, and you can tell it was a job that was done in a hurry. And while that may be perfectly acceptable under some conditions, I mean, I love punk music and that kind of attitude about it doesn't matter how perfect the surface is, or, you know, punks think outside the box anyway, which I love artistically. And that may be perfectly acceptable under certain circumstances. If your van is one you're using to tour and it's going to get scuffed up left and right anyway, then you're not going to worry that much about, the surface. But you do have to think about the rust, because rust can destroy your property so quickly. So even if my paint job on the van is not perfect in every way, I do have to address the rust issues, and that requires getting the surface as clean as I can possibly get it. And this morning I'm just using the gloves and safety glasses. I've got the sander out, I've got my blade out, and I'm using it to scrape. A lot of this prep work is painstaking. It's something that you just have to take your time with. And that is why I say that the best tool in my toolbox for doing this project is patience. And it's the best tool you have too for your project. I hope you will follow along. I hope the handful of you that are interested in watching this project are interested in seeing how this transformation happens. Yes, anybody can buy a brand new van already done and ready, and then maybe there are some things wrong with the van that you don't know. If you're doing the restoration yourself and you get down to the bare metal, you know what you're dealing with. And for me, it's very satisfying to really know the vehicle, really enjoy the transformation and the journey. And I just am so thankful today that I get to do this, that I'm having this adventure. And as I work on it, I'm thankful to God for giving me the van and for helping me in every stage of the restoration. That's part of my joy. It's part of the journey for me personally. And thanks again for following along with me and learning with me. LL Sweetness out.